further ado, I am recording this class and I'm going to upload it as I always do to YouTube. So you would just go to YouTube, type in my name, Barbara Bro. If you don't know how to spell it, just get with the person that you invited or that invited you to this class. They know how to spell my name. And if Francis, if you could maybe just type it into the chat, that way everybody knows how to spell my name. But I am Barbara Bro. I think everybody out there knows me, maybe with the exception of Rose. I've seen everybody, I've hugged everybody, I've kissed everybody, I've eaten with everybody. And so pretty much most of the people know me. And they know that I'm kind of a, I guess just kind of like I get excited easily. So, you know, just, you know, never fear. It's just, that's just my personality. And one of the things that my dear friend Sharon told me, she said, don't change who you are, right? We're just trying to refine and perfect, capitalize on the good, trying to change the things that are not so good, but I can't change who I am. I talk fast. I get animated and I'm kind of excited about, you know, things. And, you know, I would rather be a person that's excited about life than a person who's not, because for all the bad things that are out there, there's an equal, if not greater amount of good things that are out there. And the simple fact that we have a hope that lies before us, we don't have to get all worried and all bogged down about things that are happening in this world, because they can, you know, kind of try to, you know, put a dark shadow on things, but I refuse to let things get me down. It doesn't matter what I'm going through. And I, like you, am going through difficult things. And so we're just not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on the positive here in this class. The title of my class is Cellular Health. And in particular, my topic is if your cells could speak. All right. So one thing that I understand, you know, after going through anatomy and physiology, that everything breaks down to the cellular level. So everything that you are, everything that you, you know, the color of your skin, the color of your hair, the color of your eyes, your disease processes or the lack of those, all goes down to the cellular level. Okay. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And so I certainly don't want to bore you. I know a lot of people, you know, maybe not too interested in, you know, the cellular makeup. I, for one, am very interested. I literally could take a slide like this and I could dissect all day long, just this one particular slide. I am in love with the human body. I'm in love with anatomy and then the physiology. Anatomy is the structure, physiology is the function. So right here, what we're showing is the structure of an animal cell, the structure of a cell as it would be in your body at this particular time. And so what we're going to talk about is not necessarily all of these organelles. What I do want to talk about is I want to talk about the actual cell membrane. Okay. Now we understand that all of these particular organelles, you know, whether it's a lysosome or a mitochondria or the ribosomes, whatever it might be, they all have a particular function in our body, but it's the membrane that I want to talk about, because the membrane is literally the door that allows things in or out of the cell. Okay, so what is the cell membrane? Well, it is a bilayer phospholipid. Okay, what does that mean? It means that it's got two layers, and if you're looking there, you're seeing those little those little round balls with like the little legs coming off of them, right? It's a bilayer. So you have a top and you have a bottom. It's lipid, meaning that it's fat. It's made out of fats. It's fat soluble. Okay. And phospho, you've got the phosphorus also within there. Okay. And all of that has purpose, right? Now you can see these little protein channels. What they are is their transport. You've got active transport and you've got passive transport. Okay. Depending upon what is seeking entrance into the cell is going to depend upon how it gets into the cell. All right. So I don't want to go through all of the specifics with that, but just understand that the cell membrane, one of the primary functions of the cell membrane is to control what enters and to control what leaves the cell. And I will break it down as a very simple analogy. Okay. Everybody who entered this Zoom room had to go into what's called a waiting room, right? I gave everybody authorization to enter. So I could have restricted access to somebody if I wanted and allowed access to somebody else that I want, right? That's exactly what these channels are there for, okay? Now, some is active, some is passive. In other words, there are some materials or molecules or compounds, whatever it might be, that is given access without any restriction, but then there's also some things that is restricted access, okay? We're gonna talk about that here in just a few minutes, all right? So this is just kind of a, an easy to understand graphic. Here you got the cell. You've got things that might be in the cell, things that might be outside of the cell, and then things here on the right that can freely enter and exit, okay? Now, viruses seek to inhabit a cell, okay? Bacteria cannot do that, okay? Bacteria has to have an invite into the cell, but viruses do not. That's the reason that antibiotics cannot take care of viruses. They cannot kill a virus. Why? Because antibiotics, they don't have a free pass into the cell, whereas essential oils do. Showing the superiority of essential oils over some of the antibiotics. Not to say that antibiotics are not good. What I'm saying is that essential oils can do what many and most antibiotics cannot do, okay? So antibiotics can kill bacteria. Why? Because they reside outside of the cell. Essential oils can kill viruses. Why? Because they reside inside the cell. So I'm trying to break it down so simple. So now let's expound on that, okay? Essential oils, just remember this, because so many people, they say things to me like, well, why can't we just use herbs, right? If you can use thyme oil, well, why can't you use the thyme herb, okay? Now, certainly you can use the herbs. Herbs are great, right? But just know that essential oils are anywhere from 50 to 70 times more powerful than any herb, okay? That's very, very big. Okay, so I just want everybody just to understand, just the fact that I've got to move this little panel here, and I'm not sure how to do it. Somebody's ringing my doorbell too at the same time. Anyway, I would like to be able to move this panel, and I know I saw somebody do it. Hide floating meeting controls. That's fine. Okay, there you go. All right. Well, don't ask me if I'm going to be able to get those meeting controls back, but I was able to hide them. I'm sure that I'll figure that out. But okay, back to business here. So also essential oils, there are hundreds of compounds within each single oil. Okay. Now, what is a compound? A compound is one or more molecules. Well, what is a molecule? A molecule is one or more atoms, okay? So we're just kind of taking it from small to bigger, right? You've got atoms, you've got molecules, then you have compounds, okay? So we're just going up the chain from small to bigger, okay? Now, essential oils are lipophilic. What does that mean, right? It works with our own body's chemistry, as well as the fact that carbon does the same thing. So whenever something has got a lipid type structure, that means that it can just passively enter into the cell. Okay, why? Because the cell outer membrane is a lipid-based membrane. Remember what I told you that it was, right? It is a bilipid. Means it's got two. It's got an outer and it's got an inner, bilipid, right? And so it's very important just to kind of understand some of those things, right? Oil and oil, they bind together. Oil and water repel, right? So that's why it's very important to understand what our cells are actually made of, okay? Now, essential oils inhibit the growth of bacteria and viruses. That's pretty big. That is pretty big. So basically what that means is that you want these things in your body all the time, right? Because it inhibits the growth of those things. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a few minutes, but crossing the cell membrane, fats and oils can pass directly through, but other stuff cannot, okay? Now this is kind of my little comic, was kind of neat is, you know, it's exactly what happens on a comic level, right? Here you've got essential oils just freely going through, right? And here you've got this is, I kind of look at it as like, it looks like a coffee bean or something, you know, and it's saying, do you have an appointment, right? There are some things that must be invited into the cell and other things that do not, okay? So that's very, very important. Essential oils do not need an appointment. They do not need an appointment to get into the cell. That is very big to understand, okay? So essential oils, they are powerful, they are effective, they penetrate the cell membrane, and it can penetrate the cells and eliminate threats, okay? So whether it's an infected cell or not, the oils can penetrate and can do their great and wonderful work. Okay, now, another thing we're going to talk about is how that the essential oils can penetrate the blood-brain barrier. What is the blood-brain barrier, you might ask? We're going to talk about that in just a minute, but just understand that they work with the body to address issues and root causes on a cellular level. They don't just address the symptoms, okay? So what does that mean? Okay, let's say you've got joint pain, okay? Joint pain could be caused by all kinds of things, right? It could be osteoarthritis, it could be fibromyalgia, it could be lupus. There are all kinds of reasons, could be sickle cell. There's all kinds of reasons why you could have joint pain, right? Essential oils are coming to the rescue, not just to take care of that pain, but to address the root cause of that pain. Okay, me and my sister were just talking about that the other day. We were talking about just how, you know, these pharmaceutical painkillers like OxyContin, oxycodone, all of these things that doctors sometimes prescribe very freely, right? Okay, does it take care of the pain? Oh, absolutely it does. Does it take care of the problem? Absolutely not. Matter of fact, it causes more problems, right? So you don't become immune to the benefits of essential oils. We were talking about, me and my sister, we were talking about if you were to take pain medication, okay, let's say you've got that joint pain and you take pain medication. Well, what you're taking today, the doctor might have to increase the dosage to take care of that same problem a couple months down the road. Why? Because you have become immune. Your receptors are no longer respondent to the amount of pain medication that you're taking. So you have to increase the dose. With essential oils, you do not become immune to the dosage of essential oils. Remember how powerful they are? Remember what I said, about 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs? Now, remember I was talking about the blood-brain barrier? We're going to talk about that, but I want to start first We're talking about the olfactory bulb. Now, I did a class a couple months ago, and the topic was olfaction and what is olfaction. Olfaction is very simply your sense of smell. Okay, so when you breathe something in, right, whether it's a perfume or a flower or an essential oil, whatever it might be, you breathe it in, whether it's good or bad, and it immediately is processed by that olfactory bulb and the olfactory nerve, and it goes directly into the hypothalamus area, into the limbic system, and it affects change. Could be good, could be bad. Depends on what you're breathing, right? That's why we understand, you know, if you breathe in pollutions, okay, what is pollution, right? Pollution is just bad stuff, just dangerous, harmful chemicals that actually are going into your brain, and they are causing bad things to happen, as opposed to good things such as essential oils. Now, sometimes we, in our desire to have a nice smelling environment, oftentimes what we do is we actually are inviting, we're actually inviting bad things into our bodies, into our brain. And then we wonder why we have all kinds of problems. We wonder why maybe we suffer from migraines, or we wonder why we've got cancer or this or that, right? It's because what we're allowing to come into our body by way of our olfaction, okay? So, I say this all the time, the fastest route to get anything into your body is to inhale it. Why? It's going not only into your brain, it's also going into your lungs. And anybody who understands anything about anatomy and physiology, you've got a lot of sacs in your lungs. They're called alveoli. And what passes right underneath each alveoli is your circulation, right? That's how your O2 is brought into your body, and how the CO2 is taken out. It's through that circulation, that circulatory system, your pulmonary circulatory system. Very, very important to understand. So when you're breathing things in, it's not only going into your olfaction or your olfactory system, into your limbic system, into your hypothalamus, it's also going systemically by way of that alveoli and that pulmonary circulation. So it's very important really to just kind of understand you know, some of that at a very elementary level. Now, essential oils have a unique ability to penetrate cell membranes and diffuse through blood and tissues very quickly. That's why I say, if your cells could speak, what would they say? What would they be saying? I know if my cells could speak, they would be saying frankincense and cypress and orange and peppermint. They would be saying all of those things, right? I don't want my cells to be saying, you know, all of these chemical, you know, harmful chemicals that maybe I'm allowing into my body, right? I mean, it's going to be there. I mean, anytime you smell, like, let's say you plug in one of those, you know, air wicks, or you spray it in the air, or you put on some kind of a synthetic perfume, or you wash your body with some kind of a synthetic, all of those things are literally going into our bloodstream, into our cells. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in just a few minutes. But essential oils are one of the only things small enough to cross the blood-brain barrier. So we actually, God has given us a barrier in our brain that certain things cannot pass. And it's for very good reason, right? Not just anything can affect our brain, because it could, you know, potentially be very damaging. And so essential oils, just like the oil that Sandra was saying at the beginning of this class, not only frankincense, but also that copaiba, very, very good oils that pass through the blood-brain barrier that do wonderful things in our brain. Okay, whether it's you're trying to ward off dementia or Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or depression or anxiety, or all of these kind of neurologic issues that, you know, people might have from time to time, that blood-brain barrier is key. that you can penetrate that. And so anyway, we can talk more about that another time, but essential oils, wanted to just talk just a little bit about what they are. Essential oils are protection, and they're protection for the particular plant, the particular tree, the particular fruit, whatever it might be. It's protection for them. And so as they protect those particular plants, they also do the same for our bodies. Essential oils are steam distilled from that plant matter. They are very potent, and they are much more concentrated, like I said, than the dried herbs. Okay, now, how do they work? Well, they are very small molecules. They're able to penetrate cell walls, and they're able to address the causes of the disease, not just the symptoms of the disease, but the cause of the disease at its very root. They can cross the blood-brain barrier, as we said, and the use of them leads to independence from drugs. Now, I would certainly not sit here and tell you to take all of your drugs and flush them down the toilet. But I would say that after regular, prolonged usage of essential oils, many people have been able to get off of prescription medication altogether. I know somebody, he's a young man, and he was born with, it's the autism spectrum, right? And it's Asperger's. And his doctors had him on all kinds of medication, okay? The medications would cause side effects of different varying degrees. He started using essential oils probably about a year ago. And he was able on his own, I never told him to do these things, on his own, he was able to one by one eliminate prescription medications from his life. And he is happier, he functions better, he's more independent, he can think more clearly, he's more alert, and he tells me himself that he made up his own protocol. And I was beside myself when he told me all of these things. It's just amazing how that these essential oils, that we can actually use them for so many things. Now, I want to talk just a little bit about how essential oils are formed. Everybody has heard of photosynthesis, right? Photosynthesis is an incredible, incredible process. Okay, and without going into, the science, just understand, excuse me, that photosynthesis is the way that plants produce their food. That's why plants, unlike us, plants can produce their own food. They're not dependent upon anything else outside of the sun, the minerals in the soil, the rain that they get. We're dependent upon the plants, but the plants are what actually create all of this food for us. Okay, so not only can plants produce food, certain plants go beyond and convert nutrients into volatile aromatic compounds in order to protect themselves from sickness and insect damage, or in the event of a forest fire, cause the dry leaves on the ground to burn more quickly to protect the roots. These aromatic compounds are stored in glands in different areas of the plant and are released under low temperature and low pressure after varying lengths of distilled time. Now, you see a lot of chemistry on this particular slide. My son would be able to take this slide and break it down into words for us, but we don't have him here. He's a chemistry major. But anyway, this slide though is very, very interesting, because what it does is it shows us what actually is happening before we actually would get that bottle of essential oil, what actually happens prior to that event. Now, the physiology of essential oils. The physiology means what it actually does inside our body. Okay, so the physiology of essential oils is that there are potentially no tissue barriers. Okay, in other words, essential oils have free reign in our body, whether it's brain, cell, and everything in between. Okay, there are no barriers. Okay, so essential oils work by stimulating change and specific function within the body. Okay, they can selectively target specific cells, triggering systemic responses. What does that mean? All over the body. The responses are not just local to one area or the other. It's all throughout the body. We're going to talk about that here in just a few minutes. But they are independent to influence cellular activity. They are just absolutely wonderful and so beneficial. Okay, so there are approximately 40 million trillion. Now, can anybody write that down on a piece of paper? I invite Patricia's kids that I know are in the background listening right now. Patricia's children, get a piece of paper and try to write that number down. 40 million trillion, okay? And after class, I want to see what you got on your paper. 40 million trillion molecules in one drop of essential oil. I almost can't even understand that myself. That's approximately 40,000 molecules for each cell in the average human body. Now that's pretty big. That's really pretty big. They're so small that they enter your body through the skin or through olfaction or through your pulmonary circulation, right? Or through your GI tract. They enter your body in all of these varying of ways. And they go everywhere. Other therapeutic compounds found in nature have much larger compounds that are not as efficient or effective at entering the cells. That's for a whole nother discussion, but I wanted to just keep this focused on essential oils for right now. Alrighty, so one drop of essential oil can service every single cell in your body. One drop of essential oil. Now, Dr. Hill, who is, he is doTERRA's science guy. He's a chemist. And this man is brilliant, very, very smart. So what he did was he put together this slide. So below is a slide of a blood sample used to demonstrate how quickly and effectively essential oils can work. A blood sample was taken from an individual, okay? And doTERRA's oil blend balance was then applied to the individual's foot. And then what they did was 30 seconds later, they took another sample. And look at the difference between the slide on the left and the slide on the right. Now, I can't necessarily, and I tried to, interpret what those slides actually meant, and I'm sorry, but I could not. I'm sure Dr. Hill probably could. However, I do know a thing or two about microscopic slides, and it appears that the slide on the right, these blood cells are much more prominent. The formation of these blood cells are much better. Okay, so this slide on the right is what happens after the introduction of Balance essential oil being applied to this particular individual's foot. So I just thought, it was, just absolutely beautiful. Hang on one second. Okay. So how quickly do the oils work? When inhaling the essential oils, the molecules reach the brain within 22 seconds. When applying topically within 2 minutes, it will be in the bloodstream. And at about 20 minutes, they will reach every single cell in your body. Okay. So it's actually pretty fast, right? It's actually pretty fast. Within 2 minutes of applying these oils topically onto your body, and we understand that one of the major functions of our skin is to act to protect everything that's under the skin, right? It's literally, it is a stratified squamous cell structure that's on the very top. In other words, it's meant to be very durable, right? That's what squamous epithelium is meant to be. It's meant to be very durable. But now add to that the fact that it's stratified squamous, okay? Stratified just means it's layered, right? It's not just one, you know, single small epithelium, as we might find like in the alveoli. It has to be very, very thin to allow for the diffusion of the O2. Or in the case of our GI tract, which of course it's not stratified, it's not squamous there at all. It's a whole different epithelium there. But just to understand that it allows certain things through and it's trying to keep other things out. Essential oil is one of the things that can pass through, okay? So how the body responds to essential oils through topical application, okay? You roll this onto your body, okay, or onto your skin. It goes into the blood, and that serves your digestive system, your respiratory system, it detoxifies you, it goes into the lymphatic system, your muscles, your joints, your cardiovascular, and also hormonally. Okay, so that's what happens. This is the physiology, if I want to say, of an essential oil. Okay, the physiology just meaning the function. Okay, so they penetrate the cell membrane, they diffuse, they are recognized by the body as something that is good, as a nutrient, right? Unlike synthetic chemicals, right? So they work in synergy with your body. That's the problem with some of those prescription medications, is our bodies are like, whoa, 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 I'm not sure that I like this, but the chemical, the you know, whatever the pharmaceutical drug is like, yes, we need to get here, we need to get here. And our bodies are like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's why the antibiotics cannot enter into the cell, because your cell is trying to keep it away, right? Your blood-brain barrier is trying to keep it away. And then we get all these undesirable effects of them as well. Now, I'm not saying at all that in every case, you know, pharmaceuticals are not, you know, not needed, not necessary, not good. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that essential oils work unlike what pharmaceuticals can do. All right. Now, in some oils, we're talking cedarwood, vetiver, lemon, copaiba, frankincense, and others. And I'm sure Joyce will chime in at the end of this class. They are so small, the molecules are so small that they are able to cross the blood-brain barrier. And that is huge. That is huge. That's why when Sandra said that about frankincense, that is a huge statement, to be able to cross through that blood-brain barrier. That's the reason why essential oils are so effective. They penetrate and they go where other things cannot go, okay? They are just so readily welcomed by the body. And that's the beautiful part of what God has given to us. He's given us medicines long before the pharmaceutical world even, you know, coined the term of pharmaceuticals or medicines, right? So anyway, so natural remedies. I'm just gonna, you know, very quickly go through this, but just, you know, just to understand, you know, there are remedies for so many things, whether it's, you know, energizing, whether it's curbing your food cravings, relieving PMS, eczema or psoriasis, boosting circulation, even for things such as teeth grinding. Really, you know, I wear this little thing, you know, it's just a little thing that, you know, because every time I go to the dentist, he's like, you know, you're grinding your teeth, you better be wearing something. So I just got this little cheap thing and I put it on, and it, I mean, it works. But look at this, you know, a little bit of lavender on the bottom of your feet and behind your ears before you go to bed. I wonder if that would work. There's a reason that it's there, for focus. Who wants better focus? I know I do. who doesn't like GI issues? And I was talking to my daughter last night, and she said, Mom, I don't know what I did wrong. I thought I was grabbing the digestin, and I grabbed the peppermint, and I just drank 5 drops of peppermint and it's burning. I said, what did you do? What did you do? She said, I thought it was digestin. And peppermint can be, pretty strong, right? She said her all of the insides feel like they're cold, right? That's because she took an awful lot of peppermint, right? But she was telling me, she said just how well the digestin works for her insides, for bloating, for gas. If you eat something bad, if you eat something you shouldn't, whatever, digestin to the rescue, right? If you have asthma, bronchitis, headaches, cough, sinusitis, anybody ever broken their bones? My goodness, the possibilities of essential oils. Now, I want to talk about something that I have not talked about in a little bit, okay? DDR prime, okay? I had to talk about this because we're talking about cells. DDR prime is cancer's worst enemy, okay? DDR prime is good for cellular repair because remember, cancer is a problem at a cellular level. All cancer is, it's called, the medical term is a neoplasm, right? Okay, so what a neoplasm is, it's a group of cells, okay? A cluster of cells that it's exhibiting behavior that's unlike normal cell division, okay? Now, normal cell division, we understand, it goes through all of these phases, right? Telophase, anaphase, metaphase, cell division, right? Okay, that happens all the time in our bodies. And one thing that we could is an example of how we can actually see cell division is your nails, is your hair, is your eyebrows, is your skin. Cell division happens all the time and at a pretty rapid rate, but cancer cells happen at a much more rapid rate, okay? That's what they're looking for under the microscope. They are looking for an out of the normal, right? Cellular division, okay? And so that's hence the term a neoplasm, okay? Sometimes they're benign, sometimes they're malignant, okay? Now, DDR prime goes to the root of the problem, okay? If you want to have healthy cells, this is a product that you want in your medicine cabinet. I know we talked about the medicine cabinet. Was that last week or the week before? I can't remember. The weeks just kind of flow right into one another. But if you have inflammation, if you have issues that you want to take care of at a cellular level, which, by the way, would be almost every issue. The cellular level is where you want to address the problem, okay? DDR prime is an unbelievably valuable tool in our medicine cabinet, okay? So, can't say enough about it. So just like I say, I mean, what I do is I'm just trying to prevent stuff from happening, right? I don't have a whole lot going on in my body right now, but I know that could change, right? Well, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to affect change, right? I'm trying to keep the bad change from happening, okay? I look at pictures of myself when I was young. I know I just sent my daughter a picture of myself when I think I was like 17. And she was like, Mom, but yeah, hey, that's the way you want to be remembered, right? Like when you were 17, I don't look anything like I did when I was 17. My skin, my eyes, especially my eyes. My eyes are always my problem area. My hair, my body, nothing looks the same pretty much, right? There's probably little similarities, but there's cellular change going on the inside, which is the reason that the outside is resembling what it does, right? So what I wish I would have done a long time ago, but I'm doing now is I'm trying to affect that change, right? I don't want to get any older. Of course, I know I am. And of course, I know I'm going to die, but I mean, don't we try to do things to make our cells, you know, not age so quickly, right? We literally have oxidation going on within our bodies all the time. Free radicals are in there. And what happens? Things like DDR prime get in the way and interrupt that damage of those free radicals. That's why we want to take these things, because free radicals, whenever you hear that term free radicals or oxidative stress, always equate that with the aging process, right? Some people age faster than others. And a lot of that is because of the free radicals that's going on. A lot of that is unhealthy food, right? A lot of that is unhealthy air, right? It's, I mean, there's all of these things that, you know, that we expose ourselves to that we don't necessarily have to. But when we put products like this in our body, what it does is it gets in the way, right? And what it does is it just allows those things to not happen as fast, okay? Now, I know this is kind of a real wordy slide, but what I did was I gathered some what do you call it, testimonials, okay? Now, I want everybody also, if you're, you know, interested in some remedies, get out your phone. You might want to take some screenshots of some of the next several slides, and then I am going to stop talking and invite anybody else to talk. But I just wanted to include this because I kind of wanted to just hear what other people were saying about DDR prime, okay? And I mean, we've got testimonials here for people that have autistic children, for people who have Parkinson's disease. I mean, thinking about suicide because of it. People with fibromyalgia, I'm sorry. And fibromyalgia is an incredible pain. And people with fibromyalgia, they think, what is wrong with me? You know, I'm being told I don't have arthritis, that I don't have lupus, that I don't have, you know, this, and I don't have that. What do I have, right? And a lot of those people, they fall into this category that they kind of just slip through the cracks of the you know, the medical world because they don't know what to, you know, what label to put on it. Well, fibromyalgia is becoming much more common for people to be diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Here's on the left-hand side, DDR prime. She is actually talking about what's in DDR prime: frankincense, wild orange, lemongrass, thyme, summer savory. Anybody has summer savory? I know I do. It's probably the least used oil in my box, but guess what? It's in DDR prime for a very good reason. Clove. Clove contains the highest amount of antioxidants known to man. I don't care how many berries you can eat a day. You cannot compare to the amount of antioxidants that's in clove. Clove bud from Madagascar. How do I know it's from Madagascar? Well, it just so happens that my favorite oil in the world is in Madagascar, which is ylang ylang. So clove and ylang ylang are both harvested in Madagascar. So it's a place that I would like to visit one day, maybe. Anyway, here is Andi-Niole, which I don't even know what that is. I have neroli, but not this Niole. Anyway, these are the oils that are in DDR prime, and DDR prime, you cannot say enough good things about it, okay? So just wanted to put that out there. Now, I know that there are people on this call that are on this Zoom that suffer with blood sugar issues, okay? This is just a suggestion. This is just one of many suggestions to deal with blood sugar issues, okay? This would have to be a daily routine. You can't just do this once in a while, once a week, once a month, and say, well, why isn't it working? No, you have to do it daily. And sometimes you have to do it more than once in a day, okay? Depending on the severity of your issue, okay? So I just wanted to just let everybody know that, you know, it would be the same thing if you get like insulin, or you get, you know, some of these, you know, what is that called? Metformin or metformin, whatever. These are drugs that you have to take very regularly. And if you don't, you suffer, right? If you want to change, you know, your course of your treatment, I'm not saying get off your medication. I'm just saying, if you want to try to see if there's something that could work better without all the side effects, this would be something that you might want to try. Talk to your doctor and, you know, just go ahead and start initiating it into your daily life. Now, there are a lot of people down here in Georgia that deal with allergies. Now, I want to address this before allergy season starts, okay? Because in just 1 month from now, right, we're going to be at the end of February, and people are going to be like, oh, allergy season is getting ready to start. Oh, that means I have to stay inside. I can't go outside. Everything just starts, you know, whatever. You want to get on top of this beforehand, okay? Lemon, lavender, peppermint. 2 drops of each in a diffuser, or you could put these in a capsule, okay? This is your allergy buster, okay? I don't deal with allergies myself. I have heard some unbelievably wonderful stories about these 3 oils when it comes to allergies. Now, what doTERRA has done is they have taken these 3 oils and made it very convenient. They put them in one soft gel, and it's called Tri-Ease. And if you have never tried it, I would like to invite you, get it in your cart, get it ordered now. Why? Because a month from now, you might not be able to get it, because we have got such an army of people now that are all trying to get these essential oils, and doTERRA can only respond as fast as they can. And there are things that we like that, you know, the veggie powder. You can't get it now, right? So my daughter, she, you know, I talked to her because she does the Lifelong Vitality, and she wants that veggie powder. She's been taking it every day with the fiber, and she, you know, she's running low. And so she's going to just go ahead and get that nutrition pack. It's got the healthy habits and the nutrition pack all together. That's the only way you can find the veggie powder. So the reason that I'm saying this now is because if you are an allergy sufferer and you want to start that Tri-Ease, get it now, okay? Because a month from now, it might be hard to find. How about your poor little doggy? Is he stressed? Is he worried? Is he anxious? Here's a little remedy for it. Just a little bit of lavender, cedarwood, frankincense on the bottom of the paws. Get it on his fur, get it on his collar. I just love little doggy stuff. Now, my daughter's birthday was yesterday. We're celebrating it today, and she's not on this call, so I can say this. This is one of the things that I'm giving to her for her birthday. Cellular Beauty Complex, okay? When taken daily, these capsules help maintain skin's youthful appearance by combating, what were we talking about just a few minutes ago? Oxidative stress. She's very into beauty and all of that kind of stuff. So this includes celery seed, once again, frankincense, palmarosa, turmeric, and melissa. Very, very expensive oil, melissa. So this is a cellular beauty complex. What does that mean? That it works at a cellular level. All right, how about Alpha CRS, Cellular Vitality Complex? Now, I take this in a 3, the Alpha CRS, the VMZ, and the A to Z, or I'm sorry, what is it called? It's the Omegas, right? I take 3 of them every single day, love them, won't stop taking them. But I invite everybody to try this. Alpha CRS, once again, works at the cellular level. Remember we were talking about fibromyalgia? And I know a lot of people that suffer with it. Here is a roller bottle blend that I found online, compliments of Cindy Garber, and 20 drops of chamomile, 20 drops of lavender, 20 drops of wild orange, 20 drops of marjoram. Okay, and you top that little roller bottle off with FCO, and you roll it on your body, wherever you're feeling that pain. Try it. You might like it. I love this, and I only wish I had this when my kids were little, because this was one of the biggest reasons why I went to the doctor. It was because my little babies had ear infections, right? So the top 4 oils for earaches: tea tree, orange, chamomile, and basil. How do you use them? You rub it on the back. So it would be behind your earlobe, on that bone. It's a bony process right behind. You rub it on there. You can rub it around the earlobes. You never want to drop the oil directly into the ear canal. Now, you can take the residue of what's on your hands and rub it inside, because you're not putting the actual oil. You want to be very, very careful that you are not putting these oils, I'm talking about dropping them, into your ear, into your eyes, into your nose, because these are your mucous membranes. You want to be just very, very careful around those areas. Now, that does not mean that you cannot use them on those areas. You just have to be very, very careful with how you use them. So I would never just drop the oil, but I would have the residue of what's in my hand and I would rub it all in there, okay? That's what I do all the time. Okay, so if I do it, I can tell you, because I'm not dead, so, you know, I'm just joking. Anyway, these particular oils have got some really wonderful qualities to them, and so I invite you to try this on your babies, and I know that there are those of you in this audience that have children. Just try it. You might like it. All right, so you do want to be very careful, and like I say, I tell everybody about being very safe. I have made mistakes myself. One time, my grandson, he had the cradle cap, and I took lavender, totally undiluted, and I put it all over that little boy's head. And that little boy started peeling, and my family will never let me live it down, okay? I know one of my daughters is on this call right now, and she's probably going to tease me after. They teased me for months. They're still teasing me today. And, just because it was too strong, right? So it didn't necessarily hurt him in the sense like, he got all this, but what happened was his entire scalp started peeling off. And so you don't want to do that. Okay. So if you have a little baby, you dilute these oils very heavily. Okay, we're talking like 1 drop to like 10 drops of fractionated coconut oil. You dilute it heavily. Okay, never put the oils in your ear, never put the oils in your eyes. Understand the proper method and the ratio, and be very careful with hot oils. I've learned this through experience as well. There are certain oils that are hot, such as clove, such as thyme, such as peppermint. They're considered hot oils, and be very careful when putting them on your skin without diluting them, all right? And always read the labels, okay? The only reason why I'm using this slide is I just want to show that there are lower qualities and then there are therapeutic grade qualities of oils, okay? So you see some perfume grade, natural food grade, therapeutic grade, but guess what? doTERRA goes 1 step further. Our grade oil is certified pure therapeutic grade, or CPTG, every one of our oils. Okay, so we're not just content with just having a therapeutic grade. We want this to be the best grade ever, that you don't have to worry. There are no adulterations in there. There's nothing harmful in these oils. They are certified pure therapeutic grade. Now, why doTERRA? Because doTERRA sources their oils from all over the world. And that's the beautiful part. Remember I was telling you about ylang ylang and clove? You see that little country down there at the bottom? I'm not sure if you can see my cursor. I'm circling Madagascar. It's a little island off the coast of Africa. Madagascar. We source oils from there, from Haiti, from Brazil, from all over the world, okay? And we source our oils not where it's convenient, but where it is best. So we offer essential oils derived from the most fertile sources in the world. So they are different than every oil in the world. This kind of speaks for itself. Synthetic grade, food grade, therapeutic grade, and then doTERRA's CPTG grade, okay? They have got a standard that is way above the rest. That's why doTERRA beats any other oil on the market, okay? They might be a few dollars more expensive, but they are also better, okay? You go to the grocery store and you pick up an essential oil, or Walmart, or even the natural food stores, you pick up an essential oil, you turn it around, and what does it say? Not for internal use. You tell me why you can take an orange and you can eat every part of that orange, right? We do it all the time, right? We eat oranges. But the essential oil, they say, don't eat, not for internal use. Why do they say that? Is because they are putting things in there that are harmful, and you cannot put that in your body. They are fillers, they are synthetics, and that is the reason that they can mark these products down, okay? Because they're filled with all of those other products. I don't care if it says 100% natural or not. They can put a few drops of 100% natural orange, but then it's what else they put on there. That's why the label says not for internal use, all right? Essential oils are beyond organic. Wanted to talk just a teeny tiny bit about Healing Hands. I absolutely love this aspect about doTERRA. doTERRA makes a difference. They do things, they give back, they help the communities that they are harvesting. They pay the harvesters not only to plant, to harvest, then also to distill. And then they give back by making clinics, by making schools. They provide these individuals homes, just the money so that they can take care of their families. doTERRA is making a difference. Operation Underground Railroad, which if there would be a cause that I would love to be a part of, it would be this. Well, you can be a part of it. How can you be a part of it? By buying hope, by buying the doTERRA hand lotion, okay? These are ways that you give back. How does this give back? Because the 100% of the purchase price goes to Operation Underground Railroad, making a difference. There are places where they are literally slavery. You think slavery does not exist anymore? Oh, it exists way more than ever. But what it is now is a sex slave. And this is an absolutely terrible, terrible way that they can actually be selling human beings and just submitting them to some of the worst kind of slavery ever. I would much rather be a slave in a cotton field than to be a sex slave. I'm not minimizing any type of slavery, but look at what is going on in the world today. I take joy in giving back to these particular foundations and these particular causes. Okay, this is a co-impact sourcing for Nepal. Wintergreen literally grew like it was a weed. doTERRA comes in, pays the farmers for what otherwise was these weeds that grew just so abundantly. And it is making a difference in these places around the world. Look at these women with these baskets that are almost as big as themselves. Quality starts long before the seeds are planted. Look at all these jobs that have been provided. 96,095. Look at the lives that are impacted through the Healing Hands and the co-impact sourcing of doTERRA. 455,549 lives impacted. doTERRA is a wonderful company. Now, these are the 10 oils that I want everybody who hears me to have in your house, okay? This is where you start. These 10 oils can do a wonderful and amazing things in your life, okay? They can touch so many conditions They can help in so many ways, okay? How can you get these oils? Well, this is one way that you can get it, okay? This is a Healthy Start Kit. It provides 10 foundation oils. It provides a diffuser, and these are the oils that I just highlighted on the screen prior. It costs $160, but this is the Start Kit, and it gives you the oils that you can actually start your oil journey with. Now, this particular kit, excuse me, gives you those oils 3 times the size, are these bottles, excuse me, but not 3 times the price, okay? So this is a Healthy Essentials Kit, and this is a Healthy Habits Kit. This is that 3-pack, the XE Omega, Microplex, and Alpha CRX. This is what I use on a regular basis. If you want a little window into my, my daily habits, it's this right here. Matter of fact, when I got out of the shower today, I have my back massager. If anybody does not have somebody to give themselves a back massage, I have a back massager. You can order it very cheaply off of Amazon, but if you take this Deep Blue Rub and get it on that back massager, I did it on my back after I got out of the shower, and ooh, does it make my back feel good, right? So this is a little window into what I use on a daily basis. This is a wonderful enrollment kit. Now, I wanted to end this presentation with just, do you know how you can get free products? It's called the doTERRA Loyalty Rewards Program, or the LRP for short. This is the most intelligent way that you could ever purchase your oils, okay? It's called the LRP. You create a cart. What it does is doTERRA rewards you for being a loyal customer to them, okay? So what it means is that you make a monthly purchase and then they give you back product points. Okay, so receive free product credits, choose any products anytime. You could change your cart anytime, place your order anytime. You receive, if you are doing this as a business, you have 100 PV in your cart, you get compensated for this. If you don't understand about that, just talk to me. We'll talk about it. I get my oils completely free, and I don't ever want to pay for my oils again. And for the minimum of a 50 PV purchase, which is approximately a $50 purchase, you receive product credits, okay? So doTERRA rewards you with product credits when you make a 50 PV purchase. Otherwise, if you don't make a 50 PV purchase, they reward you with from your shipping cost. Okay, so they give you your shipping costs back in product points, okay? And it adds up very quickly. Right now in my cart, I've got probably close to about 300 points to redeem for products. And I need to redeem them. I just forget, but anyway, it's a wonderful, wonderful program. It is the best way to buy, okay? Plus, if you're a part of that program, you are eligible to get the free product of the month. What is the product of the month? It changes every single month, but it's when you make a 125 PV order, you get a free product, okay? That has to be done by the 15th of the month. And so you could get free products. Like this month, it was the Melaleuca Touch. I have been using that Melaleuca Touch every single day, sometimes more than once a day, because I've got this little rash that I'm trying to combat and it's almost all gone. So I'm using that Melaleuca around my eyes, but also on tea tree Melaleuca, same thing, using it all over my face, and I absolutely love it. I love Melaleuca. It's probably one of my favorite oils. It feels so good on my skin. It feels so good. I love breathing it. It's just a wonderful smell. All right, so take a screenshot if you would like, because I'm going to advance. doTERRA, I love doTERRA. One day, I'm going to get to the convention and I'm going to see this building. This is a beautiful building, and it's just a place that I would like to visit one day. It's in Utah, not very far from where my son lives. So I'll stay with my son and travel up to Utah to take a look. But For now, I'm going to end this presentation, and I am going to end, which I know somebody told me last week that I